Greetings, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Don Hammond's Arlington Weekly News. I'm Craig Nolan. Thanks for joining us.
And I'm Daniel Pineda, Craig.
My name's Adele Quo.
Our usual lineup of goodies for you here for our first show in April 2019. News and Community Bulletin Board. Adele Quo is here, as you may have noticed, with another installment of It's Easy Being Green. Indeed it is. CBB, our Community Bulletin Board, as I mentioned. A roll-in featuring fundraiser rejects. Want to know what that's all about? Stick around. We'll show you more. Our News for Seniors segment, and then we'll wrap it up with a roll-in on more fundraiser fun. So that's our show, but before we begin, here's a social media reminder from my partner, Senor Pineda.
That's right, Mr. Knoll. And you can watch the Arlington Weekly News on our very own YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/Arlington Weekly News and the number 1. Also, facebook.com/Arlington Weekly News. And we can't forget the radio.
Also on the radio, 96.7 WERA LPFM. Check us out. We're in your ear.
I think we'll start with the news as usual. It's been a curiously slow news week here in Arlington. Some weeks are just like that. Of course, the weather got warmer, then the weather got colder, and then it's expected to get warmer again, but that's just April. We've already covered the county manager's proposed cuts to the arts funding, but the final decisions have not yet been made. Meanwhile, construction, or at least demolition, has begun for Amazon's HQ2 Arlington project, less than 2 weeks after the county board approved their incentives package. But that's not surprising. One item did concern me, though. It seems that county board members Christian Dorsey and Katie Crystal have no opposition for the upcoming Democratic primary. The same is true for delegates Mark Levine, Rip Sullivan, Patrick Hope, as well as state senators Adam Eben and Janet Howell, Sheriff Beth Arthur, Treasurer Carla De La Pava, and Revenue Commissioner Ingrid Maroy. The problem with unopposed incumbents is the lack of choice, even within one party at the primary level. It also suggests a lack of interest among other citizens who might qualify as candidates. A democracy without choice isn't much of a democracy. Another news item is the Nova Parks Board's decision to allow electric bicycles, also known as e-bikes, on the Washington and Old Dominion Trail. Up until now, the trail was set aside for use by riders of non-enhanced bicycles, horses, and pedestrians. The argument in favor of allowing e-bikes is that they are attractive to a larger segment of the population. Those of us who have used the trail for several years realize that this will result in increased crowding on the trails, putting pedestrians especially at greater risk. You may ask, how can there be greater risk when studies have shown the behaviors of regular bikers and e-bikers to be substantially the same? Well, it's simple. If only 5% of 200 bikers exhibit bad behavior, that's 10 dangerous cyclists on the trail. If the same 5% is applied to 500 bikers, that's 25 dangerous cyclists on the same trail. More people equals greater risk. Anyway, former Star Trek actor William Shatner tweeted his approval of the decision, saying, quote, "Now I can," unquote, after complaining earlier about the restriction. Viewers should bear in mind that Mr. Shatner also reportedly sold one of his kidney stones for $25,000 in 2006. Make of this what you will. This week's final news item is about a woman who woke up to hear someone tampering with the handle to her front door. The incident took place at about 12:06 a.m. in the 4100 block of South 4 Mile Run Drive on March 28th. The woman told the suspect to leave, and then he escaped before police arrived. While it's nice that no robbery actually occurred, the police merely described the suspect as, quote, a black male with a black beanie, gray or olive jacket, and blue jeans, unquote. This kind of limited description puts the suspect one change of clothes away from anonymity. It also puts innocent black males on a kind of wardrobe alert. We hope to have more satisfying stories next week.
CBB is coming up right after we hear from Adele Quo and another installment of
It's Easy Being Green. Hey, Adele.
Hey.
And welcome back to It's Easy Being Green around the 1st of April here. And my name's Adele Quo. It's National Walking Day, the first Wednesday in April. Started in 2007 by the American Heart Association to promote a healthier lifestyle by adding at least a 30-minute walk. You can take advantage of National Walking Day to discover your county's Walk Arlington program. To promote Arlington's walkability for all ages and abilities, it's a useful resource to find out the latest walking events. Whether you're new to Arlington or have lived here a while and you're looking for a local adventure, Arlington is a great place to walk. Walk Arlington has created self-guided walkabout maps to help you discover and experience Arlington's vibrant neighborhoods. There's 26 routes to walk and explore from Arlington Forest to Yorktown. You should check out the timely Cherry Blossoms walkabout map. Cherry Blossom Mania centers around the peak bloom period when 70% of the cherry blossoms burst forth in fluffy clouds of palest pinkish white around the tidal basin, but typically only last 1 to 2 weeks. Arlingtonians can enjoy the tidal basin cherry trees from Navy Merchant Marine Memorial and Gravelly Point, both accessible on the Mount Vernon Trail and both nice resting spots to take a break. Gravelly Point's unique location makes it one of the best spots in the U.S. for watching airplanes to pass directly overhead, only a few hundred feet above to land or take off a few hundred feet away from the north end of Reagan Airport's runway 119. And throughout the sacred grounds of Arlington National Cemetery, the landscape is full of stately memorial trees, including many cherry trees, as backdrop to this national shrine. If you have the time to explore, this is a very moving place to take in the scale, beauty, and history of the Memorial Arboretum. Savor the iconic landscape and avoid just checking off it as a bucket list item. Also around Arlington on the Cherry Blossoms walkabout map, there's Wellburn Square, within walking distance of Quincy Park and Central Library. And lastly, there's the Cherrydale neighborhood displays of cherry trees along Lee Highway near North Monroe Street. You can check the website www.walkarlington.com. Joe Tree Frog shares additional favorite places in Northern Virginia to enjoy cherry blossoms without the tidal basin crowds. There's Meadowlark Botanical Gardens, which offers scenic cherry blossom viewing near the entrance, along the lake, and on the perimeter trail outside the park, and even in the parking lot. And there's Green Spring Gardens, which offers blossom-centric events, such as the Ikebana floral design influenced by the many flowering cherry trees on site. So remember, it's easy being green.
Thanks, Adele. We
Thank you, Adele.
appreciate it as always. Here we go, as promised now, our CBB Community Bulletin Board file for this week's show. On April 10th, 2019, George Arliss's 151st birthday, the English actor won the 3rd Academy Award in 1929 for his portrayal of Disraeli in the early talkie of the same name. April 10th is also your chance to learn the basics of origami, the art of paper folding. Expert Diana Sun will share her knowledge as participants learn how to fold boxes and shirts. Art supplies will be provided, as will coffee, tea, and water. So refreshments are available. Come and learn all of this about origami and lots of good stuff on Wednesday, April 10, from 1:30 to 2:30 in the afternoon at Cherrydale Branch Library, located at 2190 North Military Road. The class is FREE free, but registration is required, so give them a call beforehand at this number, 703-228-6330. Daniel.
Thank you, Craig. And now on to our next CBB story for tonight. Job seekers and networkers alike will be interested in this next event. It's all about LinkedIn, the popular internet tool. You'll learn about not only the basics, but also some potential pitfalls, and you'll have the chance to create your own LinkedIn profile. Creating a profile is optional, but you'll need to bring a resume and digital headshot if you decide to do it. Prerequisite experience includes some knowledge of Microsoft Windows and basic internet skills. That all takes place on Thursday, April the 11th from 7 to 8:45 p.m. in the Glebe Road, or rather the Glebe Room at Arlington Central Library. That's located at 1015 North Quincy Street. You can register online at the library website. Craig?
Thank you, Daniel. Also in our CBB file, here's a free, FREE free, once again, event that everyone can enjoy. It's called Arlington Palooza, and it includes live performances, activities, games, and a whole lot more. There'll also be food trucks where you can purchase snacks. That's coming up on Saturday, April 13 from 1 to 4 in the afternoon at Alcova Heights Park. They're located at 901 South George Mason Drive. For more information and registration, give Emily Braxton a call at the number on your screen and in your ear now, 703-228-4773. Daniel.
Well, Netflix and other television streaming services are changing the way some people watch television. Although there are televisions that come with Netflix already built in, many others require a separate device. Volunteer Amy Collins will provide a live demonstration of Netflix. She'll explain its features and also tell which devices are compatible. That's coming up on Thursday, April the 11th from 6:30 to 7:30 p.m. at the Arlington Mill Community and Senior Center. That's located at 909 South Dinwiddie Street. If you need any more information, just give Nicholas England a call at 703-228-7369.
That concludes the CBB, or Community Bulletin Board, segment of our program. Now it's time for the first roll-in, which takes a little explaining. When AIM notified producers of its April fundraiser, they provided us with a couple of sample scripts. These scripts allowed customization of the producer's name, show title, and a brief description of the show's content. However, the rest of the script was remarkably similar to the scripts that had been used during previous fundraisers. While producers were given the chance to write their own scripts, these were still subject to submission and review. I decided to adhere to the script as written, but have some fun with the sound and visual presentation instead. I offered 4 variations, all adhering to the scripts, but none of these were considered to be consistent with the desired appearance. That's why this roll-in is called The Rejects. Here's one of the versions I came up with. Hi, I'm Jeff Munson, executive producer of Don Hammond's Arlington Weekly News, a program about news, events, and interesting people in Arlington County. For more than 35 years, members of Arlington Independent Media have worked together to produce tens of thousands of hours of compelling local and independent programs and films that feature the people, places, and events in and around our community. We believe that media can be uplifting, inspiring, and thought-provoking. But for us to continue producing, we need your support. Arlington Independent Media is a non-profit organization that provides the community with media production training, professional production equipment and facilities, as well as a distribution network, including a cable television channel and FM radio station. This means that by contributing to AIM, you are helping to sustain a forum for community discourse and expression. The easiest way to show your support is by going to arlingtonmedia.org and becoming a sustaining supporter. Click on the Donate button and select an amount to be automatically charged to your credit card on a monthly basis, or make a one-time donation in any amount you see fit. No amount is too small, and all donations are tax deductible. Thank you for supporting the AIM family, and thank you for watching. We're glad you're with us. Raise your voice.
And here we go with our News for Seniors segment for this week's show. Urban areas can offer some good bird watching. Natural resource specialist Cliff Fairweather will share birding basics as well as where to see birds in Arlington. You can even get some practice bird watching. That's all happening on Tuesday, April 9 from 9:10 to 10:30 in the morning at Walter Reed Senior Center. They're at 2909 16th Street South. For more information and registration, give them a call at the number on your screen and in your ear, 703-228-0955. Daniel.
Well, Craig, on to our next senior story for tonight. Playing drums in a drumming circle could become a beneficial activity. The point of drumming circle is to give seniors an opportunity for self-expression in a group experience. Other benefits include increasing mental concentration and improving their motor skills. The group will meet on Tuesday, April the 9th from 11:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Lee Community and Senior Center. That's located at 5722 Lee Highway. To register, call 703-228-0555. Craig, on to the next senior story.
News for Seniors, seniors classes in place. That's what it looks like. My goodness. The Just Playin' Country Musicians Group are back. They're back. And they'll be performing their traditional mountain music along with some Irish folk and blues music. That's all happening on Friday, April 12 from 1 to 3 in the afternoon at Lee Community and Senior Center at 5722 Lee Highway. No need to register, just stop on by. For more information, call them up and they'll tell you all about it at this number, 703-228-0555. Daniel.
Well, seniors can reduce their risk of a cyber attack by keeping their home computer clean of personal information. However, using a computer in public spaces, Jeff Taylor, Chief Security Officer for Arlington County, will discuss ways to improve your cybersecurity in public situations. That's coming up on Thursday, April the 11th at 11 a.m. at the Arlington Mill Community and Senior Center, located at 909 South Dinwiddie Street. To register, well, give them a call at 703-228-7369. And of course, Craig, we want to thank our own Judy Masomni for her hard work and dedication for the senior stories this week.
We'll be back with a little sign-off and bye-bye if we have time.
We're into week number 2 of AIM's Fund Drive, and if you're a regular watcher or listener, you've probably heard multiple iterations of pretty much the same fundraising pitch. I thought it would be interesting for our show to let some of our people speak to you from the heart about what Arlington Independent Media and working on the Arlington Weekly News means to them. Here they are raising their voices. Okay, just speak from the heart and sell them a load of clams in 3, 2, 1.
What does AIM mean to me? I think AIM means the chance to learn new skills and to put them in action quickly. I mean, you've got economical courses and training in all areas of video, film, editing, radio. You have good teachers, small class size. You can just get your hands on the equipment and start learning. And it isn't just classroom learning or preparation. You can start doing actual shows, actual field shoots, actual broadcasting without a long apprenticeship and wait and having to satisfy a lot of people. You can just get into the studio or out into the field and you can do your stuff. With AIM, hey, you have the training, you have the equipment, and you can make, that dream in your head a reality, a tangible broadcast that you can show people and that you can broadcast on our airwaves. With AIM, you can make your contacts, get your relevant experience, and start making your connections and hopefully working in film and radio for real. It can open up a new career. The experience you get here at AIM is stuff that the professional people who do the real film and video will consider, and it will prepare you. So all in all, I'd say, whether you just want to learn stuff so you understand how things are done, whether you want to work in the field professionally, or whether you just want to make a piece that will express the vision you've had in your mind for so long, AIM is the place where you should start.
Reminiscing, if you will, about the early days of AIM and the Arlington Weekly News. And so we just started running down some names. So here are a few names that some of you may remember, some of you may not remember, from the early days and maybe the middle days of AIM and the Arlington Weekly News. And here we go. Stephen Israelski, first executive director at the time when it was probably PAC TV on Channel 3, not 2 3s, just 1 3, Channel 3. And then Vivian Schaefer came along, so this had to be probably around in the mid 80s, maybe 85, 86. And then Paul LaValle. So AIM has only had 3 executive directors, and now we're still AIM, but we're on channels 38 Verizon and 69 Comcast, if I'm remembering correctly. Also, some other names that just had to mention, can't go without mentioning Don Hammond, the creator of the Arlington Weekly News, Don and Rich Masabny, Jamie Beckett, one of the original hosts of the show, and Cal Swenhold, her co-host. I think Cal built the first set. John Patterson. John did a report on parks around Arlington County. Janine Turner did movie reviews, pretty much movie, not theater. Debbie Raffle was also one of the early anchors on the show. She read the news and did other things on camera. Louise Chestnut, one of maybe the first anchor or newsreader on the show. Ann Zeleny, and did on-camera work, and also started out behind the scenes on camera, behind camera, and did lighting and helped put the show together.
I came to Arlington Independent Media not knowing anything about cameras, lighting, far be it from ever expecting myself to be part of a very award-winning news team. What I learned here at Arlington Independent Media is that I'm not just a volunteer. I'm an educator, I'm a team player, and I'm reporting the news. And that is only made possible because of the educational opportunities offered here at Arlington Independent Media. I feel like sometimes people think that we're just the shows that you see on TV or the radio programs that you hear, But really, that's not what we're doing. We're grooming people to be outspoken citizens in their community. If not for the program that I offer, the Sustainable Scoop, many of the nonprofit organizations, startups, or stories that need to be told in Arlington wouldn't get any attention at all. The opportunity that I have to be able to give 7 minutes of time to somebody to share their story is quite unique, and it's an honor to be part of that. There's a lot of discussion right now about science, technology, engineering, and math. Sometimes they throw the A in there and they call that STEAM, including arts. Well, Arlington Independent Media encompasses all of that. The educational aspect for young people to have an opportunity to participate in hands-on learning and then learn the behind-the-scenes technical skills with the state-of-the-art equipment in an area where the stories, everything you see around you is part of the news, part of chronicling history, part of cutting-edge technology or business. And so we give students of all ages. And I think that's an important thing too. We invest in education K through 12, and that's a large part of Arlington County's budget. But Arlington Independent Media educates all ages. So from the stories of things that are happening in the classroom or in the neighborhoods, all the way to talking about the rich cultural history that we have here in Arlington. It really doesn't matter what your interest is. The important thing is that everyone gets a voice and everyone has access to the state-of-the-art training. I have a really good friend of mine whose daughter wants to be a filmmaker. She went to Disney Studios, she studied in New York, and she took classes here at Arlington Independent Media. And she said that the preparation that she got at Arlington Independent Media made her the leader in those classes that she took at Walt Disney and in New York. So I think that's a pretty powerful statement. It's a heck of a deal for the county and the community to have the ability to share public access TV with its residents, its neighbors, and with its businesses. And it's certainly something worth investing in. I mean, if you're going to talk about the future of Arlington, it's hard to do that without giving the community a voice. So I'm grateful for Arlington Independent Media for giving me that voice, and then giving other people that come onto our shows, the Arlington Weekly News and the Sustainable Scoop, an opportunity to share as well. I'm Miriam Gennari. That's the Sustainable Scoop. Back to you guys.
Thank you all for watching this edition of Don Hammond's Arlington Weekly News. Next week, if you're out there, we'll try to be here or somewhere in the area, and we'll try it all again. Have a safe week and give.
Donate,
Bye-bye.
donate.